Good morning. It's been a few days, another really busy week. But today is Sunday, April 6th, and we'll be reading Deuteronomy 29:1 through 30:20. And it says, "These are the terms of the covenant the Lord commanded Moses to make with the Israelites while they were in the land of Moab, in addition to the covenant that he had made with them at Mount Sinai. Moses summoned all of the Israelites and said to them, 'You have seen with your own eyes everything the Lord did in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to the whole country. All the great tests of strength, the miraculous signs, and the amazing wonders. But to this day, the Lord has not given you minds that understand, nor eyes that see, nor ears that hear. For 40 years I led you through the wilderness, yet your clothes and your sandals did not wear out. You ate no bread, you drank no wine, or any other alcoholic drink, but he provided for you, so that you would know that he is the Lord your God. When we came here, King Sihon of Heshbon and King Og of Bashan came out to fight against us, but we defeated them. We took their land and gave it to the tribes of Reuben and Gad and to the half-tribe of Manasseh as their grant of land. Therefore, obey the terms of this covenant so that you will prosper in everything that you do. All of you, tribal leaders, elders, officers, all men of Israel, are standing today in the presence of the Lord your God. Your little ones and your wives are with you, as well as the foreigners living among you who chop your wood and carry your water. You are standing here today to enter into the covenant of the Lord your God. The Lord is making this covenant, including the curses. By entering into the covenant today, he will establish you as his people and confirm that he is your God, just as he has promised you and as he swore to your ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But you are not the only ones with whom I am making this covenant with its curses. I am making this covenant both with you who stand here today in the presence of the Lord your God, and also with the future generations who are not standing with you today." That's us. Oh my goodness. Gives me chills. You remember how we lived in the land of Egypt and how we traveled through the lands of enemy nations as we left? You have seen their detestable practices and their idols made of wood, stone, silver, and gold. I am making this covenant with you so that no one among you, no man, woman, clan, or tribe, will turn away from the Lord our God to worship these gods of other nations, and so that no root among you bears bitter and poisonous fruit. Those who hear the warnings of this curse should not congratulate themselves thinking, I am safe, even though I am following the desires of my own stubborn heart. This would lead to utter ruin. The Lord will never pardon such people. Instead, his anger and jealousy will burn against them. All the curses written in this book will come down on them, and the Lord will erase their names from under heaven. The Lord will separate them from all the tribes of Israel to pour out on them all the curses of the covenants recorded in this book of instruction. Then the generation to come, both your own descendants and the foreigners who come from different lands, will see this devastation of the land and the diseases the Lord inflicts on it. And then they will exclaim, "The whole land is devastated with sulfur and salt. It is a wasteland with nothing planted and nothing growing, not even a blade of grass. It's like the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord destroyed in his intense anger." And all the surrounding nations will ask, "Why has the Lord done this to this land? Why was he so angry?" And the answer will be, "This happened because the people of the land abandoned the covenant that the Lord, the God of their ancestors, made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt. Instead, they turned away to serve and worship gods that they had not known before, gods that were not from the Lord. That is why the Lord's anger has burned against the land, bringing down on it every curse recorded in this book. In great anger and fury, the Lord uprooted his people from their land and banished them to another land where they still live today. The Lord our God has secrets known to no one. We are not accountable for them, but we and our children are accountable forever for all that he has revealed to us, so that we may obey all the terms of these instructions." That is a powerful verse, if you ask me. In the future, when you experience all these blessings and curses that I have listed for you, and when you are living among the nations to which the Lord your God has exiled you, take heart all these instructions. If at that time you and your children return to the Lord your God, and if you obey with all of your heart and all your soul the commands I have given you today, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes. He will have mercy on you and gather you back from the nations where he has scattered you. Even though you are banished to the ends of the earth, the Lord your God will gather you from there and bring you back again. The Lord your God will return you to the land that belonged to your ancestors, and you will possess that land again, and then he will make you even more prosperous and numerous than your ancestors. Oh, this I really feel like this is where I'm at with the Lord. Like we have returned to him, and he has is working and blessing us, and it means so much to me. I love this next verse. Okay. The Lord your God will change your heart and the hearts of all your descendants, so that you will love him with all of your heart and soul, and so you may live. The Lord your God will inflict all of these curses on your enemies and all of those who hate and persecute you, and then you will again obey the Lord and keep all his commands that I am giving you today. The Lord your God will then make you successful in everything you do. He will give you many children and numerous livestock, and he will cause your fields to produce abundant harvests. For the Lord will again delight in being good to you, as he was to your ancestors. The Lord your God will delight in you if you obey his voice and keep the commands and decrees written in the book of instruction, and if you turn to the Lord your God with all of your heart and soul. This command I am giving you today is not too difficult for you. It is not beyond your reach. It is not kept in heaven, so distant that you must ask, who will go up to heaven and bring it down so we can hear it and obey? It is not kept beyond the sea, so far away that you must ask, who will cross the sea to bring it to us so that we can hear it and obey? No, the message is very close at hand. It is on your lips and in your heart so that you can obey it. Now listen, today I am giving you the choice between life and death, between prosperity and disaster. For I command you this day to love the Lord your God and to keep his commands, decrees, and regulations by walking in his ways. If you do this, you will live and multiply, and the Lord your God will bless you and the land you are about to enter and occupy. But if your heart turns away and you refuse to listen, and if you are drawn away to serve and worship other gods, then I warn you that you will certainly be destroyed. You will not live a long, good life in the land you are crossing the Jordan to occupy. I want to live a long and good life. It's like, I choose life. Today I have given you the choice between life and death, between blessings and curses. Now I call on heaven and earth to witness the choice you make. Oh, that you would choose life so that you and your descendants might live. You can make this choice by loving the Lord your God, obeying him, and committing yourself firmly to him. This is the key to your life. And if you love and obey the Lord, you will live long in the land the Lord swore to give you your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If that doesn't give you hope and a desire to do the Lord's, to love him, I don't know what will, but it inspires me to love him, to commit to him. It's like right there, the choice is yours, blessing or curse, pick it. So make witness, earth, internet. I am choosing life. I'm choosing the Lord our God, the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham, Moses, Isaac, all of it. I love it. Okay. Luke 11:37 through 12:7. As Jesus was speaking, one of the Pharisees invited him home for a meal. So he went in and took his place at the table. His host was amazed to see that he sat down to eat without first performing the hand-washing ceremony required by Jewish custom. And then the Lord said to him, "You Pharisees are so careful to clean the outside of the cup and the dish, but inside you are filthy, full of greed and wickedness. Fools, didn't God make the inside as well as the outside? So clean the inside by giving gifts to the poor, and you will be clean all over. What sorrow awaits you, Pharisees, for you are careful to tithe even the tiniest income from your herb gardens, but you ignore justice and the love of God. You should tithe, yes, but do not neglect the more important things. What sorrow awaits you, Pharisees, for you love to sit in seats of honor in the synagogues and receive respectful greetings as you walk in the marketplaces. Yes, what sorrow awaits you, for you are like hidden graves in a field. People walk over them without knowing the corruption that they are stepping on. Teacher, said an expert in religious law, you have insulted us too in what you have just said. Yes, said Jesus. What sorrow also awaits you, experts in religious law? For you crush people with unbearable religious demands, and you never lift a finger to ease the burden. What sorrow awaits you? For you build monuments for the prophets your own ancestors killed long ago, but in fact you stand as witnesses who agreed that who agree with what your ancestors did. They killed the prophets, and you join in their crime by building the monuments. This is what God in his wisdom has said about you. I will send prophets and apostles to them, but they will kill some and persecute others. As a result, this generation will be held responsible for the murder of all of God's prophets from the creation of the world, from the murder of Abel to the murder of Zechariah, who was killed between the altar and the sanctuary. Yes, it will certainly be charged against this generation. What sorrow awaits you, experts in religious law? For you remove, oh, this was powerful. For you remove the key to knowledge from the people. You don't enter the kingdom yourselves, and you prevent others from entering. That is serious. As Jesus was leaving, the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees became hostile and tried to provoke him with many questions. They wanted to trap him into saying something that they could use against him. Meanwhile, the crowds grew until thousands were milling about and stepping on each other. Jesus turned first to his disciples and warned them, beware of the yeast of the Pharisees, their hypocrisy. The time is coming when everything I love this. The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. Whatever you have said in the dark will be heard in the light, and whatever you have whispered behind closed doors will be shouted from the housetops for all to hear. Dear friends, don't be afraid of those who want to kill your body. They cannot do any more to you after that. But I tell you whom to fear. Fear God, who has the power to kill you and then throw you into hell. Yes, he is the one to fear. What is the price of 5 sparrows? 2 copper coins? Yet God does not forget a single one of them. And the very hairs on your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. You are more valuable to God than a whole flock of sparrows. I love it. We're so important to him. And I love it. And it has reminded to me every day how important we are to him. You, me, all of us. Psalm 78, 1 through 31. A psalm of Asaph. Oh, my people, listen to my instructions. Open your ears to what I am saying, for I will speak to you in a parable. I will teach you hidden lessons from our past, stories we have heard and known, stories our ancestors handed down to us. We will not hide these truths from our children. We will tell the next generation about the glorious deeds of the Lord, about the power of his mighty wonders. For he issued laws to Jacob, and he gave his instructions to Israel. He commanded our ancestors to teach them to their children, so that the next generation might know, even the children not yet born, hello, my children, and they will in turn teach their own children, so that each generation should set its hope anew on God, not forgetting his glorious miracles, obeying his commands, and then they will not be like their ancestors, stubborn, rebellious, and unfaithful, refusing to give their hearts to God. The warriors of Ephraim, though armed with bows, turned their backs and fled on the day of battle. They did not keep God's covenant, and they refused to live by his instructions. They forgot what he had done, the great wonders he had shown them, the miracles he did for their ancestors on the plain of Zoan in the land of Egypt. For he divided the sea and led them through, making the water stand up like walls. In the daytime he led them by a cloud, and all night by a pillar of fire. He split open the rocks in the wilderness and gave them water as from a gushing spring. He made streams pour from the rock, making the waters flow down like a river. Yet they kept on sinning against him, rebelling against the Most High in the desert. They stubbornly tested God in their hearts, demanding the foods that they craved. They even spoke against God himself, saying, God can't give us food in the wilderness. Yes, he can strike a rock so water gushes out, but he can't give his people bread and meat. When the Lord heard them, he was furious. The fire of his wrath burned against Jacob. Yet his anger rose against Israel, for they did not believe God or trust him to care for them. But he commanded the skies to open. He opened the doors of heaven. He ran down manna for them to eat, and he gave them bread from heaven. They ate the food of angels. God gave them all they could hold. He released the east wind of the heavens. He guided the south wind by his mighty power. He rained down meat as thick as dust, birds as plentiful as the sand on the seashore. He caused the birds to fall within their camp and all around their tents. The people ate their fill. He gave them what they craved. But before they satisfied their craving, and while the meat was still in their mouths, the anger of God rose against them, and he killed their strongest men. He struck down the finest of Israel's young men. Well, let that be like a warning to us. Choose life. Look at what God's done. Look what he has done for us. Okay, Proverbs 12:19-20. Truthful words stand the test of times, but lies are soon exposed. Deceit fills the hearts that are planning evil. Joy fills the hearts that are planning peace. So let your heart be one that is planning peace so that it would be filled with joy today. Happy April. I love you.